see what you have here. Oh, I don't even know anything about this.
Curtis.
Wait, this Rich Homie Quan AI music video is disturbing. Oh, goodness gracious. Good thing I realized it's AI. I would have been like, what is this?
Wire.
Okay.
DIYers, I know that when I do these stories about AI generated music, they are not always the most popular, but to me, they are the most important to my core audience of DIYers. There has never been something that posed the type of threat that AI music does, whether you're alive and unfortunately whether you're dead. Peep this out.
Oh, no.
Did you happen to see
Did he
Rich
take
Homie
someone's
Quan? First
art?
of all, rest in peace. He passed away September 5th, 2024. I'm not sure who is to credit nor who to blame for this, but I could not help but feel as uncomfortable as some of these comments when I saw this video on my timeline, because like I said, this man has been passed away now for 2 years. Seeing a new update, I said, excuse me?
Right.
Look what the update is for. It's for a song. Wait till you hear what the song is called.
Security ain't shit, boy, I'm secure. I'm in different places, people faces seem weird. Started rapping when I was 12 with all my pills. Not coming home, can't see my kid, my biggest fear.
This entire video, I watched a 2-minute video. It is all entirely AI.
I'm like, wait a second. I haven't considered that like the estates of people who have passed away in music or in any type of entertainment could then just keep making art and making money, whether or not their loved one would be okay with them creating that art. Oh my goodness.
I generated.
Hey Cheesy, how are you? Oh my goodness. He said everything's AI generated.
Every scene.
Every
is
scene?
AI generated.
Oh wow. Well, it has to be. I mean, maybe they had some some clips of things that he never put out. But yeah, it would have to be.
I don't know how much that I can deal with. Rapping, they got dangerous, but I'm still here. And I know they ain't gonna miss me if I'm still this. Flying in New York, no fight.
And side note, they put out the Rich Homie Quan. It says midnight. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. Rich Homie Quan died on September 5th, 2024.
That shit get dangerous. It's already bad. Hip hop police be framing us. Won't let promoter bull my room and shit that ain't us. If I got security or not, you know I'm trained to bust.
Now,
Wow.
before I get to my point of view, my first initial thing was, you never know what the estate or the family
That part.
may be okaying or may need. Maybe there is a necessity to revitalize the interest in streaming his music, because at the end of the day, of course, you would expect that they get a portion of that income. But regardless, I cannot help but feel like it feels invasive to the creativity and the intent, or the original intent of
That
a Rich
artist.
Homie Quan, because he's no longer here to speak for his own art.
Yeah.
But man, that is uncomfortable, to say the least. Here are some of the quotes that I saw popped up here. First person said, these labels are sick, which I wouldn't put above them if that was their decision. Anthony Fantano even said here, this is messed up as hell. I agree. Maya said, I know damn well I am not watching an AI music video of a man who has passed away, whose label wouldn't let him release music when he was living.
Oh.
I just know that's not what I'm witnessing.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
That's crazy.
Imagine how much more X and Pop Smoke's teams would have milked their deaths if AI was around back then. AI music, bro. Who signed off on this? Even No Life Shack said, man, don't do this to Quan. I'm here to tell you, that is not the most odd thing that happened this week when it comes to
What?
AI music. Shout out to Issa Rae.
Issa!
Genius all her own. Brilliant writer, brilliant comedian, and TV show writer, and all that stuff. Here's a message she put out recently about her requesting that fans stop using her in AI-generated photos. She said, matter of fact, I'd rather y'all choose my worst Getty image.
Hilarious.
For the life of me, I don't understand why I keep getting recreated via AI when my face is right there. My face is right there. I would rather y'all choose my worst Getty image. I would rather y'all bring back them caricatures when my teeth were mad big than use these AI generated photos of me when my face is right there.
And the reality of it is, who asked for this? Who except for tech bros is like, yeah, keep it coming. Keep making it easier for people to deep fake us. Keep this misinformation coming. Who was on a request line asking for this?
And one of them almost fooled me. This one almost fooled me. I don't like it.
And of course, as time goes on, the technology gets better. You know, my core audience here is still independent artists and music producers. And I know some of y'all seen this news. If not, let me bring you up to speed. When you would hope that these websites, these platforms, these stores that we make our music available on, like a Spotify, I don't have my stuff on Spotify, you would hope that they make decisions that protect their creatives, or at least find ways to increase the bottom line. They said, hold that thought. We got an idea to increase your bottom line. You gonna give us more for streaming? No. Not even a penny? No. We got something for you. Spotify and Universal Music have announced a licensing deal that will let Spotify premium users, as in the listeners, create AI-generated covers and remixes of songs from participating artists and songwriters.
And it's like we were also talking about this when Anthony Fantano was discussing this, but now another layer just kind of hit my brain because it says AI generated covers. So is it that you just upload your voice and then it'll have you singing the song that the artist was singing? It's like I wouldn't want an AI generated voice to re-sing a song that I wrote, you know, with my natural voice that I performed. And now I'm going to go against a machine and not go against, but it's kind of like a lot of singers these days that are in some of these deals. It's because they don't sing crazy well. Okay, like y'all wait real quick. Like there was this whole thing that happened in the 90s. Like you used to have Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey just like doing crazy acrobatics in their vocals. Then the music industry came along and then they were like, oh no, you make it so people can't sing your songs. And so your songs are not going to be as popular because you're too vocally talented. Same thing happened with, she was married to Nick Lachey, I think, or they were dating or something like that. What's her name? Pop singer. Jessica Simpson, I think she talked about it too, where she was like, yeah, I was doing all of these things trying to show off my voice. And then they told me to like dumb it down. So now that pop has gotten to this place where they've wanted to dumb down so many vocals, if you add AI, like AI might then like out sing the actual artist that put the thing out because of what the industry has tried to make so easy in some ways and accessible, maybe too easy in some ways. And so I feel like some of the artists might come to regret it. And I wonder if after you've given permission, if you can even put that, like, as I say, like the genie back in the bottle, back in the lamp, because, you know, if they create the cover and they have permission to do it in the first place, then it's out there, it's done, it's created. That person's probably not going to delete that song. And it's just going to be there. And you know, that it's all weird. New meaning to 360 deal. Absolutely. Oh, Jeezy, you're doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. My neck is not great, but doing well overall. Thank you so much for asking. I think the thing is like, let's say an artist also puts out a song and then there's 1,000 people who want to do a cover of it. It's just kind of like, man, is it even art? It's almost like they're wanting artists to put out assets for like a sample pack instead of it being like, oh, you know, people get to explore and love your song. They're immediately able to just make a derivative that you're using technology for. And so it doesn't even feel like there's going to be respect for the art. I think the labels have never really respected art like that. They kind of do just see it as a means to a financial end. And this is just another notch on the disrespect of art and letting it breathe and be the thing that it is. Because they just want to, one, maybe justify using AI. Because as soon as some companies have said, oh, we're now going to add AI, their stock booms because there's a lot of very interested parties with a lot of money who need AI to overwhelm everything so that it becomes the way of life. There are people who are like, oh, if you don't get with AI, you're going to get left behind. No, you're shoving it down everyone's throats to where we don't know how to do things without it. And then we're kind of tempted. Like there are people who've always wanted to make a cover, always wanted to make a remix, always wanted to be an artist. And now they can click a button to do that. They can hear their voice as an artist. It's like some of that I think is interesting. Like if you've never really sang and you get to hear your voice singing, maybe you're then inspired to say, oh, let me actually learn how to sing. Let me actually learn how to make music. And so that's the only thing that I'm like, maybe it can inspire more people to do art for real. But if we have too many people who are complacent with just making a robot do it for them, that doesn't solve, that doesn't help, that doesn't add to the culture, because all AI is doing is just regenerating instead of really coming up with something new. So this might slow down music creation and music. And that's actually, hold on, that's actually what labels want. They don't want us to keep creating new genres. They don't want us to keep being creative. They really want for the genres we have to be that, like, leave it there and let us just make money off of the same avenues. We'll go to the same radio stations. We don't have to think about how to remarket. We don't have to spend money on A&R. We can just keep, shooting the stuff out. And this is just another layer of slowing down the creative process and coming up with something new. And that hurts my heart because I like new things.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Let me get this straight. UMG is still having issues with Suno because one of the things that they told Suno is we'll strike a deal, but we just don't want y'all to be able to basically let your users download the music and then put it in other places online, right? We want it to stay all in this sandbox. But UMG was saying that not because they're protecting artists, but because they're protecting their investments. They're saying, wait. Why didn't we think of that? So now they have announced a licensing deal. The upcoming tool will launch as a paid add-on and is designed to let artists and songwriters earn money from licensed fan-made AI covers and remixes. So the person who did not choose to do music because that is not their passion nor their calling, they just happen to be a fan of it, will now be allowed to manipulate recordings that are uploaded from UMG to Spotify with the artist's permission. They'll be allowed to manipulate those and then populate the very same space that is already paying below 0.003 cents.
Somebody gonna have to tell it.
And it's also like they've been at war with people doing simple covers of songs, and now you're going to let them be this free-for-all of whatever the AI algorithm is going to, well, not even an algorithm, whatever the AI generation is going to generate. It's kind of crazy.
If it ain't AI, and it's us getting backdoored by the very same people on these platforms. Who is asking to remix stuff and then populate the site? Now, you're going to get artists that are going to say yes to this because Spotify says the model is built around consent, credit, and compensation.
But one of the biggest issues with their monetary system is like, yeah, they're probably, let's say one person, which I think should be a change in how we do music streaming. If I spend $10 on the site and I only listen to one artist, all 10 of my dollars should go to that one artist. But instead, Spotify will be like, okay, you spent $10 and you only listen to this one artist. We're still going to pay them 0.001% or 1 cent on each time you play it. And then the rest of that $9 is going to be then given to Joe Rogan. It's going to be given to the people they're trying to create these deals with instead of it being fairly distributed to where it should be distributed. And so what I think is going to happen with this a paid add-on, let's say it's $5 more, it's not going to go directly to that artist that they allowed to make the cover of. Instead, it's going to be maybe even a smaller amount of money because I guess they're going to let the other person make money on it too. Is that the other part of this? I just realized if I make an AI cover of a song and you're letting me do that and I'm licensing it, that means I should be able to make money off of it. So is it going to be half of a 0.001 cent? because half of it's gonna go to the new creator and then the person who made it. So that means you're gonna get even less on each streaming of a song that you created, is the way I would imagine that happens. And then the rest of that $4 is gonna go to Joe Rogan. Absolutely, Leroy. It's like, I don't look at this and immediately think, oh, they're gonna pay artists more. No, they've found another way to add on another service that they're gonna get the biggest cut of. They're going to get the biggest cut of, because I don't think it's possible to listen to the amount of songs you would have to listen to for every one of those 0.001 cents to go to an artist. Like, I don't think there's enough time in the day for a month for you to listen to enough. And they're going to get all the rest of that cut.
So instead of paying these artists more money per stream or figure out a better system, you said, we can get you some more money. Let me come. I'll be back in a second. Here's what we got. Let the fans remix your music, no matter how bad their taste is. Let them remix your music, whether you like it or not. Let them remix your music, and then we'll pay you if that music does well. This is only going to ensure, I think, long term, that we get paid less. Spotify has been up to some tricky work. You see this? Spotify, according to the Hollywood Reporter, introduces AI-generated personal podcasts.
Oh yeah, that's what I mentioned in the video. We were talking about Anthony Fantano and the news with Spotify. I was like, have y'all heard about the AI-generated personal podcast? That's crazy. Please don't listen to these, because it's going to be filling you up with stuff that seems good and feels right, but it's wrong. AI cannot correct itself at the level to make sure that what it's saying to you is accurate. It's a limited amount of processing power and context that it can hold in one moment. And so it just starts making stuff up when it runs out of context, when it runs out of the, what it needs to keep generating more, especially for it to be economical for the creator of the system. So it's crazy. Oh, I'm like, I saw Fat Keys. You said, hi, sorry, Mr. Oh, caught up putting the baby to bed. Oh, Fluffy. Thank you so much, Fluffy. So good to see you. Always sleep so well with your little ones and all your family and all the things. Okay, we'll see you soon.
Who is requesting this?
Yeah.
An AI-generated personal podcast. You mean a podcast where there's not actually humans sharing their human experience, but AI-generated conversations inspired by humans?
Because they're like, we don't want to pay Joe Rogan anymore.
I don't even think this is not even a matter of who requested it anymore. It's a matter of, you deal with it. This is where we're going with it, because we want to have some fun. Water be damned. Data centers be damned. Consent be damned.
It's also probably because it's going to be people who are going to listen to it because they're curious. It's going to tickle something in some people. For the same people who are obsessed with AI already and they love it to just tell them whatever, and they don't think about how inaccurate it is, or maybe they don't know. It's going to be a similar thing, I feel like. Instead of it being like, oh, you with your AI best friend, now you get to listen to this personal podcast and watch it be stuff like it looks at your top favorite artist and then looks at the podcast you already listened to, and then it creates this new world for you to just live in. And it's like, ooh, and so and Kendrick Lamar and and Drake and then just taking pieces of you, maybe looking at some of the lyrics in those songs and then telling you this other stuff, and that's gonna tickle something in a lot of people to just feel something is so tailored to them, if that's really where they're going with this. And so they're going to have a lot of people, especially we're having the loneliness epidemic and people are feeling, left behind with like government decisions, financial things, and just maybe in that moment to feel a little bit of like, oh, this was made for me. I feel like it's going to mess some people up. We're already having psychosis because of AI, and it's like they're turning the other cheek, or not the other cheek, that is really not the right phrase, Fat Keys. They are turning the other way. They're turning a blind eye to the dangers of things. And I think that's also why they kicked a lot of people out of tech. They probably knew we were going to say, yeah, this is not okay. This is dangerous. And they're like, no, we want to make the money first, and you're not making us money. So we need you away from us so we can just, blissfully, ignorantly make money off of suffering, because some people are going to like it and some people are going to be okay. Man.
Who is asking for an AI generated personal podcast? It's bad enough people are saying, man, some of y'all need to put these podcast mics away. All this damn misleading information. Some of y'all don't have, you're not even licensed to be up there. You ain't no doctor. But we gonna let AI create AI generated personal podcasts. Boy, oh boy, what is this timeline? And I can't help but feel as empathetic as I always am for my independent artists. Because think about all the work that we do on a regular basis. Think about all the work we do. I want to think about this for a second, because this post went viral as well. There was an individual named Izzy Beats, a producer, who put up this post, and it got a lot of people talking. All right. So the post said here, it says, music industry in 2026, write and produce your own music, mix it too if you can, post on social media at least 5 times a week, do your own graphic design, make sure you cultivate a professional aesthetic, learn how to use meta ads and do those yourself, book your own tours, and also make sure that you don't get replaced by AI. It is the unfortunate reality, but damn it, it's getting even more tricky at times. I empathize for my independent artists. It gets more tricky, and I don't mean independent artists as in just musicians. Did you see this post that's been making the rounds? There's a platform on Instagram called Being Black is Lit. Someone who crochets calls out the use of AI generated videos and prompts being used to convince followers to financially support a fake struggling business. It's not enough that people are using AI generated videos to live out their deepest and darkest stereotype fantasies of usually black folks. It's not enough that they will comb through all of our music without permission. No, they don't want just our music to steal from. They also want our struggles to steal from. Peek this out. You might have seen these clips popping up on your timeline. None of them are real.
But please don't scroll. Please, God, don't scroll.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
So this person here is posing as someone who's a young artist.
Wow.
That for whatever reason, people are not supporting him. He's struggling to get his name out there, and people being, good citizens, supportive, they're sharing it, hoping that it can help change his life, except he's not real.
Wow, yeah.
That's AI. And there's actual links to buy these things.
Oh my goodness. And so this is also what I think needs to be illegal immediately, is creating spokespeople who are AI generated, because there was at least a time when you felt, when you heard someone say, oh, buy this product, or, this is what you should do, you knew that at least that person selling it must have hopefully morality or some type of consciousness to then be able to, not sell you something that they thought was going to hurt you. But when you have an AI spokesperson, there is no morality of that person to say, actually, this is bad, or any of that thing. You kind of take a human's word for it that the human doesn't want harm over you, even though, there are humans that want harm, but they won't get a lot of work. Like, you can't be a spokesperson for a long period of time if you end up selling a lot of bad products. So with AI, though, they can just churn out a new one every second that's going to sell something else or to elicit some type of response, emotional response, and then make money from you, even if it's a scam, even if you're just sending your money to nowhere. So I think we cannot, and then this is a little bit different, but it's related. Like, I see commercials all the time. They're like, oh, do you need to do this? This is what I did. And I'm like, you're AI, though. You should not be giving advice. You shouldn't be giving advice. So this is crazy.
Sad music going on. She says whatever she said, and he goes back to work. He's on the grind. Brother, the grind has been AI generated.
Yeah.
These testimonials are AI generated. Dog, it is spooky out here. Why would anyone want your stupid black son's handbag?
Oh my god.
This very well may be an Asian from South Dakota.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Oh my goodness. Not them.
What are we doing?
Oh gosh.
What the fuck are we doing?
These are ugly.
He's back on his grind. I just share this as a part of this story because I need you to understand this is now everywhere. Boy, oh boy, that is somebody's likeness out here. Yeah, I'm with you. It's quite demonic. Literally the same ad, same story, except now it's packaged for a black woman here.
Yeah.
Just like now it's here for a redhead because everybody,
my
you know,
goodness.
be disrespecting redheads. Boy, oh boy, what timeline are we living in? I'll tell you,
Leroy.
it's the Elon Musk timeline. Mr. Grok, let me go ahead and pollute the waters by way of data centers in Memphis. Elon Musk says humans will soon have cybernetic chip implants that will enable godlike powers. Describing the chips as creating Jesus-level miracles.
That's crazy.
I think some kind of brain machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think, is probably good. It could, you know,
is probably good. If it's only probably, we could all be Terminators. What? And they just eat this stuff up because a lot of people listen to him and they're like, ooh, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. This is, contracting. This is something that we can make money off of and we'll save ourselves because we made a lot of income from it. He says, you see when Grok was showing women naked on Twitter by removing their clothes. Right. I think it still does. I think they stopped it momentarily. We're not fully naked anymore. But yeah, I think they did it. They did that to Taylor Swift. And that's when laws started to get pushed forward to stop it entirely. But they changed some things with Grok and then they brought some things back. Yeah,
help people that have brain or spine injuries, enable people who've never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes of the optic nerve.
That's how it was sold initially when they talked about ChatGPT and OpenAI. They said, man, this thing is going to solve some of the things that have pained us for years. It's going to present cures for cancer. It's going to help, neurological issues. It's going to help all kind of different people see who never saw, hear who never heard. And the first thing they did was say, let's make a double album and let's take Keisha Cole's voice and let's call it Zania Monet.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
How the hell y'all got time for a double album before you fix them things that you say and promise that AI is supposed to be doing? I'm not anti-AI. I'm engaging with it so I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I cannot help but feel like, yo, you almost got to police yourself, because if these are the folks in control, good luck.
You can actually restore eyesight or give people eyesight that they've never had before. And you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are...
Give them eyesight, find a way for them to walk again.
Oh.
All I can think about is the TV evangelist from the 90s. You get a healing. You get a healing. Ooh, you get a healing.
The kind of Jesus level things, like, let's say like when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good.
He actually said Jesus level miracles.
Gracious.
Boy, oh boy, I don't say that to scare you. I say that so that you're aware that the waters just got that much more predatory. Months ago, I predicted they would get predatory as all these people were getting laid off from the traditional record business and they were finding their ways into the waters. They presented themselves as direct-to-consumer platforms. They presented themselves as consulting and coaching workshop groups that you need to be a part of. You need to learn from somebody who really was in the music industry. All these things have been presented to you because you have the thing that they want, which is money. When I look at these AI platforms, even for those of you that are pro a Suno, pro a Udio, you will be replaced as well, because if the only thing that you are offering to these people is a subscription and your taste or your ability to describe in
By the way, this gets actually kind of crazy that when he said, well, if all you're offering is a subscription, and then at the bottom you can subscribe to his Patreon. Sorry, it's just the timing was really funny.
That they want, which is money. When I look at these AI platforms, even for those of you that are pro a Suno, pro a Udio, you will be replaced as well, because if the only thing that you are offering to these people is a subscription and your taste or your ability to describe in words what you want, they don't need you. You know, so much of AI is dependent upon the things that have been created before it. It's not that good when it comes to predicting where things are going next.
Right.
The crime has already been done. They've already combed through all this music, and I don't think that that's going to create quite the model they envisioned. I still believe that combing every piece of music you can get your hands on weaken the strength or the talent or the skill set. There's too many skill sets to pull from, and some of them are going to pull the quality down in the process.
Yeah.
Probably the majority of them are going to pull it down. This is not a time to look over the terms of service of where you're at. I just got rid of my DistroKid platform.
Yeah.
I just took my music off of streaming. This time it's...
And I think DistroKid also signed an AI agreement that if you release with them, you get permission that your art is going to be ingested into AI.
Not even in a rebellious way. It's just I need to find a better home to protect my IP, to protect my art, because copyright is obviously not enough.
Yeah.
Because they comb right through that.
Yeah.
You got to be selective of the type of community that you want to be around your music, especially if you position yourself as independent. Be selective. More is not better anymore. There was a time where you want to get access to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
More is not the same quality that it once was. More is going to bring more pirators with more tools, easier ways to literally rip the soul out of what you're doing. It's to the point where, dog, you can't even share snippets no more in good faith.
Yeah.
Because what's to stop one of these folks who use Suno on a regular basis to take your art, your snippet, and then use the AI music generator extender and take your 30 seconds to a 3-minute video, 3-minute audio. Can't even place your snippets anymore. Be selective. If you care this much about your art and your IP, be selective where you put it at, because all these places they told you need to put it at don't seem to be caring as much as they say they have about you. Look at the way that they pay you. Look at the way they pay us. DIYers, those are my thoughts on that. Interesting, weird, predatory times we're living in. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Another thing for me though is that I feel like, yeah, there's one thing to feel like, oh my goodness, someone's gonna steal my art, they're gonna steal my work. But with him talking to the DIYers, which is also a passion of mine, and you know, that's actually what I was working in at Warner, why I actually worked for a major, was because they had the largest wing to help DIY artists of all of the top three major label groups. And so that was like, okay, they're doing something to help. My thing though is when you're earlier in your career and you're just trying to put your music out there, you just want to see if people connect with it. I think it's still important to put it out there. We can be afraid. We can say, oh no, like AI might get it and someone might take it. But at the same time, your earlier stuff, like just make music, just make art and put it out there. I think that's still very important, and not say like, oh my goodness, this first song I made, you know, oh, someone's going to blow up and make a hit on it and I'll never recover from that. It's like, no, something that's always happened is that we've always had music stolen as indie artists, and as, you know, even in major artists as well. Like they'll have art removing people's rights over top of it. We talked about Lauryn Hill, like all of the producers and songwriters were removed. It can happen at any level of the industry. And so I don't think that's the best advice. I mean, he's saying just be careful, But that's just kind of maybe going to scare people from sharing their music as widely as they can, because they think, oh, someone's going to take this and it's my precious first, second, third song. I've had a friend who she had her first 3 songs stolen, and it broke her for years. And I kept trying to tell her from the beginning, like, this is just the beginning. You know, you have more in you. Like, keep writing, keep working. It's just a thing that happens, and it's always happened since the beginning of recorded music. It's been stolen. So I think instead, as I'm saying, that just keep putting music out, keep trying different things. And I think there's also so overwhelmingly a lot of music that it's going to be hard for people to just find your IP and then specifically steal that. And then with AI, the way it works is it doesn't usually take like an exact song and then just give it to somebody else bar for bar, beat for beat. So it's kind of like, yeah, your stuff might end up getting scraped up and ingested into an AI, but it's unlikely that it's going to be the actual exact song, just copy paste it for somebody else. A beat, a line or a word might end up in someone else's art. I don't think that's okay, though. I think they need to figure out a way to figure out how much of someone's piece is in someone else's art to then give them the due that they should receive from that. But as of right now, keep putting your stuff out. Keep putting your music out. Oh, you said facts. Oh, Leroy, you said don't show anyone anything that isn't copyrighted. No, Fat Keys, I don't feel that way either. Honestly, we're talking DIYers. Like, if you're really just starting out, don't go pay for a copyright on your art. I mean, I know it can feel like, oh, well, this piece is, so important to me. Put it up on SoundCloud. Like, share it with people. Don't spend money on your earliest pieces of art. Like, it's not likely, in the likelihood of things, it's not going to be the best stuff you're going to do. And so I just think it's more important to produce more and more things to get through that curve. Like Ira Glass says, the stuff you put out at first is probably not going to be your best stuff. And it's going to take time to get over the curve of making your taste catch up with your ability. So I think, no, just put your stuff out. Put it out, especially in the beginning. Just put it out. He said, then when they use it, have your lawyer call. Fat Keys, people don't have lawyers. Fat Keys, Fat Keys is operating on a whole other level. DIYers are people who are recording in their bedrooms with a computer mic. Like, they're recording with the microphone from their headset that they game on. Like, DIYers are it's do it yourself. Like, literally whatever way they can figure out how to do something. They're not going to have a lawyer if they can't record their music better. Most people don't have attorneys. So that's advice for when you actually are putting out an album. Before you put out an album, make sure that's copyrighted. Like, do that for your official releases, not when you're just like testing the water, trying to get and see if people resonate with the style that you're trying to create. He said even copyright doesn't help, because if it's a major corporation like UMG, for example, they just drag you to court out until you run out of money. It's a messed up game. Exactly, Lyra. That's another piece too. If someone is stealing your stuff, especially if it's a major, just like you're saying, there's not much you can do for with that. And we talk politics too. I think the justice system needs to be overhauled entirely, because are we justice for all, or are we justice for the wealthy? Because that's kind of how it works, is whoever has the most power, most money, most pull in that courtroom, they're going to more likely be successful, or at least have someone else quit that is fighting them for what they want. You said, then you talk for credit and you share your share of the sale. That's also a higher level than DIY. Fat Keys is like, Fat Keys is famous, y'all. Fat Keys out here operating on all these future things that a lot of people can hopefully look forward to. You said it happens to SoundCloud people so often. Exactly. It really does. It does. Also show up to people's houses. Okay, do not. Fat Keys. Okay, Fat Keys is hilarious. He said this also shows how behind our government is when it comes to tech law. We're behind on every law. We're behind on so much stuff, and tech law is just, like you're saying, it's so far behind. We don't even have people in Congress and who know what Facebook is. Like, did you see how painful it was when they were going against like Mark Zuckerberg, and they're like, so can you explain me how a Facebook works? Yeah, it's really a problem. Also put little things in your track that can be identified as yours. A hi-hat pattern that spells your name in Morse code. Hey, okay, Fat Keys. Very cool. I mean, I don't know if I want to have the same, hi-hat pattern across all my songs, but I feel you. Something that I thought about a long time ago is there are ways to like make signatures in sound that are not audible. So perhaps you create something and maybe you put something at a frequency that's like a dog whistle that we can't hear. I mean, well, I guess all the dogs will go crazy for all the dogs. But something that is, outside of our frequency, then you can always maybe find it by tracking that frequency or something. So save money, online copyright. Bedroom artists, bedroom DJs. I know I ain't got lawyer money. Oh, Leroy. Oh, well, yeah. So I don't think that copyright is the issue. It's your actual persona they can steal. Well, it's both, Rhino. So we're also talking about music and people stealing your art, but they can also steal your person self or like the, what is it? Because this was mainly about like intellectual property. But stealing, I mean, I guess your personality is technically, no, I don't even know if you can't copyright it or you can't IP, your personality. I don't think. But yeah, and when he said the people in the videos, he's like, that's someone's likeness. It's probably not someone's direct likeness. They don't just take someone's face usually. But it's going to be a mixture of 1,000 people is going to have, the skin color is a mix of 1,000. It's going to be, all sorts of things like that. That's why YouTube is even upset because most of the AI models just copied all the YouTube videos to train them. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I can make a video right now with AI and say sound like ArieX. Right, Rhino, that's a different layer. There's so many layers to AI doing these different things. For his channel and what he was talking about is more so for the artists who aren't big and who, may not even have a large online, what is it called? Presence. And not saying like I do, like I have a lot of stuff online, but what I do like, Rhino, about YouTube, they've at least made it so if someone stole my face and made a video with it, they now will report that back to me. They'll say, hey, we found your face in a video that's not on your channel. What would you like to do about that? So that's a really, really cool thing. Key said he's putting on the Black Forces. Hilarious, Leroy. I'm like, when does Fat Keys not have on his Black Forces? I feel like he walks out of church and puts on his Black Forces. Or does he wear them to church as his dress shoes? Baby boomers really hurt us as a society. But I think they also came up in a crazy time. And it's like the silent generation was really messy. So the parents of the boomers, they were really messy, and then they were silent and they didn't really help correct a lot of the things. So boomers took the opportunity and then took the opportunity from us too. Yeah, it's a mess. So also on your demos, open your track in a Word doc, add a few letters at the end, and then save it as an MP3. Interesting. You're saying like add metadata to it? Okay, well, that's literally your next message said have metadata. Yeah, that's how I figured out someone who played us some music. That's how I figured out that it wasn't theirs. It was the metadata. But Fat Keys, here's the thing: you can erase metadata. You can erase it. You can add to it. You can change it. So that is just one way that I think a lot of people don't know how maybe to change up their metadata. So that's at least one layer of trying to protect yourself. But yeah, metadata can be changed. And then you can also just re-record something or use different sites to extract audio and then just add your own metadata. You wear them to church? I knew it, Fat Keys. I knew it. I said, I mean that they are still in government spaces. It's why we can't progress. My goodness. Who gave me stolen music? Oh, Rhino. Someone came in here and they were like, oh, can you review my music? I'm an indie artist. I'm a songwriter. We had such a special session. The music was amazing. And I'm like, girl, I will help you. And then I actually started playing her music for an A&R at Warner Music Group, a literal director of A&R, who's now over at Sony. And I was like, you got to listen to this. And I went to go pull it up to play it for him. And I saw the metadata. That's literally how I found out. I opened it up and I said, oh, and by the way, she didn't think I had those copies. So what happened? It's actually a really crazy story that maybe we'll just go into another day. But practically, she sent them to me. And so I saved them because I was like, oh, I already know I want to play this for people. And then she ended up deleting them from the message. And I said, oh, and she told me, she said, oh, my label, they deleted them and they're now upset. They want me to sign a terrible contract. I'm like, what? I said, well, good for you. I actually downloaded them when you sent them to me. So I have them. She's like, you have them? And I'm like, yeah, I have them. She's like, oh, okay. And didn't seem excited. I'm like, she should be way more excited than she is. But it looks like she quickly sent me songs that she liked and did not realize, maybe she didn't realize that the metadata was still there. And I could clearly see in the downloaded versions that there were different art on the front, a person that wasn't her, and names that weren't hers. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I'm on the phone with the A&R and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is not her work. And he says, no. I said, no, it's not. And I'm like, it's so good. And then I looked up the artist and the names of the songs and all of their art popped up. It was theirs. And I was just like, wow. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's like that stuff is, it can really mess you up. It can really, oh, you remember that? Okay, Rhino. Oh. Was it? Yes, Rhino. And that's the thing. I'd already given like information about her to him. I'm like, oh, We talked the other day and he was like, oh yeah, he said the girl from Canada. I said, he still remembers. And it's really crazy because it's just like, her face. Like I know her face, I know her information, and people can remember. Like I won't forget that. And it's just a situation where you cannot fake it till you make it in music. You cannot fake it till you make it. I mean, well, now it's actually can you, because there's AI, and that's what's not really faking. It's like it is fake, but it's not fake. But it's a whole new category. It's a whole new category. So don't fake it till you make it, because then you make it and people find out, and then you can lose all credibility. You say, yeah, I got a couple of tracks this girl did and her uncle stole them. Luckily, I did a backup of the session and put it on disc. So I sent her the disc and she won her case. Yes. Don't have family as your manager, people, or be ready to beat people when they want to play in your face. No. Fat Keys, no. Yes, have family as your manager. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Fat Keys out here telling people to hire people. Make sure you got all the. Yeah. Have your family help you out. Or maybe I misread what you said. You said don't have family as your manager. Have them as your family and as your manager. And I mean, maybe that one person, Fat Keys, maybe that one person, but that doesn't mean every relative forever is going to be bad. A lot of the cool things I did for my brother, like I was my brother's manager. And Joe Jackson. Real bad Joe Jackson. Oh my goodness. Oh, you want me to manage you? I mean, Leroy, come into my office. What we about to be doing? I like a good investment of my time, energy, and money. So, let me know. But yeah, what it is though, okay, but I'm right, the Fat Keys. Yeah, like have people manage you that know you. Like start out with just someone who's interested in making sure that you are successful. But that's also how to start learning how to protect yourself before you get into bigger situations where your guard is down. It's like, let it be someone. It sucks if it is someone close to you, but maybe that person shouldn't have been close to you. Sometimes you got to figure out who your family actually is. And sometimes you have to give them opportunities to show you who they are. So start with whoever is willing. Start with whoever's willing. And I'm just going to ignore Leroy. No, I'm kidding. You're going to be an AI artist. You can't be an AI artist. I think that's what people are also getting confused on. It's like you can't, like, because here's the thing. I have a close friend who he could even be in here right now. Dear, I care about you, but he is currently doing a lot of content debating that AI artists are artists, and it's really, really a difficult thing to see, because it's kind of like saying, if you pay someone to play guitar for you, you're a guitarist. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I need to go into these debates. He has them on TikTok and stuff. But it's like, if you pay someone, which has always been the case, you have a gig worker, you pay someone to play guitar on your track. If I'm paying for AI to make something for me, the AI did it. And maybe they're trying to say like an AI generated artist is the artist, but it's like, no, it's just software. It's just software, and you gigged someone. You had the software make you art. That does not make you an artist. That makes you a producer. And I think maybe they just don't know there are other words for these things already in the music industry. If you can be a producer even though you don't actually play the instrument. I am a producer if I pay someone else to do something for a piece of art. You're a producer, and maybe that's the conversation that they need to realize. It's very, very different from them actually being the musician, the artist, the songwriter. You're producing stuff through software. You said, if he in here, I hope you forget. Oh no, Fergus, no. There are tons of people out here using AI to make everything from websites to games and all kinds of things, and they get credit for it. Absolutely. Credit goes anywhere. So that's also what I'm saying. You can be a producer. I can say, let me get a guitarist, let me get a drummer, let me get a singer, and then I pay them as a day rate. Like you can pay someone for their art, and you get to keep the copyright if you have paid them to create art for you. So there's this thing that's always been around, right? Yeah, exactly. Work for hire. Thank you, Fat Keys. You can hire someone, work for hire, and you tell them, do this, this. They can make up the whole thing actually, but if you make the paperwork say, I'm gonna hire you for this time period and I own the copyright to it, you just worked for me for the day, you can no longer claim copyright over this thing you did for the rest of your life. Okay, see you soon, Fat Keys. So I would get credit for that. It's like, we can tie this back to Lauryn Hill again, by the way. It's like when she created all that art with the team of people that she created it with, and then someone removed their names from the final product, she got credit for all of it. She got 8 Grammys. They were like, oh my goodness, you are a genius. You wrote all of this. You produced all of this. You are a genius. I mean, I don't think anyone thought she played it all. Like, I don't think anyone thought she was like a, 20 instrument playing woman. but she still got all the credit. And there were no first questions of like, well, who played the art? You really hired just all these people as gig hires for this masterpiece that you created? She got all that credit until she had to go to court, and then the credit had to be spread. He said, so who should get the credit then? Is it Gibbet? What's that? GI bit? The credit goes to whomever is given it. That's such a subjective thing in some ways. It's like, you know, Taylor Swift sings songs and Sly doesn't give her any credit. He hates her art, so he gives her no credit for the art that she does, right? But then let's say you create something with AI and you put it out, you can get the credit for that. And I don't know if do you mean like songwriting credit? Like, are you talking about the literal thing that determines who gets paid on it, or who gets like the shine? Because I'm saying the shine is the subjective credit, like, oh, you get all the credit for that. But if you're talking about credit money wise, doing like splits and royalties, that's just based on who submits it. It's all just kind of an honor system, and it gets taken advantage of all the time. So I could create a song I could take someone else's song, submit it to a publishing rights organization, then I get the credit for that, even though I had nothing to do with it and I stole it. That happens all the time too. So with AI, to me, it feels like stealing in some ways, uncredited stealing of other people's art, then put into some software to make it into something that you like, and then you repackage it as your own. You repackage it as your own, so it's kind of stolen goods. It's, as of right now, it's stolen goods. So it's a heist. It's a sonic heist, and someone's getting credit for it. So unfortunate. It is where we are right now. We're in a wild west. Anytime a new technology happens, anytime a new commodity happens, it's a wild west. People are going to get their money where they can, get their credit where they can, and try to, you know, get their money and then move on to the next thing, pivot to the next thing, pivot to the next thing. He said, I just know that there's probably some sort of controversies coming with some New York Times bestseller or some Grammy Award. Oh, well, we're already at a space where there's AI artists getting signed. The top song on like Spotify recently, I think, was an AI song. And so what happens is the Grammys are probably going to eventually, if they continue with this wave, if they get bought out and they're, you know, just a part of this, the Grammys will create very likely an AI category, because they can just create whatever categories they want as long as there's enough good talent in that category. It like has to have at least 10 strong songs or so for it to be able to command its own award. You'll have like an AI category. If it gets too big and AI just takes over the whole music industry, you may even have like an AI rap category, and then a human rap category, an AI country, human country. And then you might have people who are submitting on, like they submit on the AI side, and they might have AI songs that they try to submit on the human side. And then we're likely going to get, this is the sci-fi thriller of the music industry on AI. But then if we have it so that AI then gets good enough to where it's tricking all of us, they're going to submit it on the human side. And then someone's going to figure out a way to be like, oh, that's not really a human song, and it won the award. Then you know what they might do next? They might say, okay, we're going to get rid of it. Music is music. AI or not, we're now back to best rap song. If it's AI or not, they're just going to give it to the rap song that gets the most votes. So, and the direction of the Grammy Awards is an association. So it's likely that if they get enough of these people who are invested in AI, they're going to have enough voters who are okay with it. Then you're going to get a Grammy president who's okay with it. And over time, if they just keep you know, making them money when artists have been needing money. We don't know what's going to happen next. We got to try to keep pushing for acoustic, you know, when that's not even only it. Like, you can write a song in AI and then perform it acoustic, and then who's going to know? So yeah, let me see here. He said, glad to get your perspective as someone in the industry. Oh, Leroy. Yeah, absolutely. If y'all have other things, I love to like listen to this stuff and see this stuff and give a perspective on it. He said this whole thing bothers you because, yeah, shame. Yeah, it's technology and music have always been joined at the hip. And that's also maybe why my passion is both music and technology. I've always been joined at the hip. My dad was in music and technology. I'm in music and technology. And I was so hopeful that it wouldn't be so much theft. I thought AI was going to be different. Like, we kind of thought, oh, AI is just going to be thinking. I think some of us thought that, like, oh, it's gonna, you know, maybe show it a music book of how to learn music. It's gonna learn music, and then it's gonna actually think and create music. We had no idea what we were getting into. They were like, oh, it's gonna think and solve cancer. It's gonna think and do these things. So I was like, oh, music, you know, maybe it can do that too. But then to find out that it's generative, that it needs our art to create other art. Oh boy, that changes everything. They tricked us. And now we just got to figure out the way forward. Oh, you didn't finish that sentence? Oh, Leroy, I tried to make it make sense the way I did. He said, it bothers me because future artists have it so much worse now. It was already hard for people to get their break. Yeah, it's like we used to have, let's say, 1,000 people making art who were genuinely trying to, I'm just, you know, I took 1 billion people and we're just going to say 1,000. Let's say it's 1,000 people making art in the world. And now we have 3,000 people who are just dabbling in the thing just to be like, oh, I've always wanted to be in that 1,000. And so now we have 3,000 in the middle of these indie people really taking it, you know, the hard way or the most fulfilling way. I think they're going to be happier in the end. And then you have the labels who are pushing most of their income toward the top of the pyramid of music. And then you have all these people in the middle just kind of doing this thing. You know, one thing is maybe the people who didn't have the desire to make music the real way in the first place, they might just not even like it. Like, if you make 1 billion songs, here's the thing, they're going to make 1 billion songs before a human artist could possibly make 1 billion songs. So there might just be like, oh, okay, I did it, done it. I don't care about this, because they don't really have skin in the game. A few of them will get wealthy. A few of them will get famous. And that might spur people to make 2 billion songs with AI. I don't know, but it's definitely a situation where we don't know the future. But I think and I hope that we get to a place where there are going to be shows of people making music from scratch. Like, okay, here's me and a guitar. I'm just going to think on some things, and here's the subject, and see actual humans doing work again. I hope that becomes even more valuable in the future. And then it might all make sense in the end. He said, my son is making music in his room every night. I know he's going to want to do that when he's older. I hate it for our kids. You not necessarily, Leroy, with how much you don't like it. Share that with him. Share how much you don't like it with him. And that's going to plant seeds in him so that when he's older. Oh. Casey. So that when he's older, he's probably going to feel similarly to you. Apples don't fall far from the tree. Okay? So, Leroy, like, for real. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm actually going to see if I can fix this right now. Alerts. Oh, I was already on this side. Okay, never mind. Dang. We're going to fix that. Casey, thank you so much for that raid. How are you? Welcome in here. What were you up to? All the things. But yeah, definitely talk to your son about it. Like, he will likely be a purist, because we've always had purists. There are people who, won't record on digital. They're like, no, the only way to record is on tape. I'm on an album that was recorded on tape before. I'm like, what else? There's people who are like, oh, they'll never use auto-tune because it's not real. I've never used auto-tune, but I don't know. I've heard some really cool effects and things. I'm like, ooh, that might be interesting on my voice. But I've never done it because I was so against it. I'm like, oh, that's not real singing. That's not real. That's not real. So there were always going to be purists. And hopefully your son can also, be a part of making sure the next generations are going to have some people who remember that's important. He said the more he finds his son, the more his son will rebel. Yes. Fights. Right. Don't forget to date everything. What? Okay, Fat Keys, there's a game called Date Everything. And I'm like, what do you mean? Oh my goodness. Or maybe it's called Ship Everything, because you make everything have a relationship. Anytime listening to Big Mama reacting. What are y'all saying to me? He said, we share pretty common sentiments on things. I do talk about all these things with him often. Good. He's doing computer programming in high school. Tech baby. I'm telling you, I'm also music and technology, but I have not made AI music. So it's like you can still have those passions and they do not have to overlap. Everyone can't use autotune. LOL. T-Pain was the man though. Yeah, he did his thing. He definitely did. And so did Cher. Cher was the first autotune artist to have a released song with it. I'm pretty sure is how that goes. So Cher got to be the, founder of it. T-Pain got to be the superstar in it. But not everybody needs it or should use it. Nowadays mixing and in the box processing is close to the analog stuff now, but there's still people who are purist, Fat Keys. Still purists. It is Date Everything, Leroy. Exactly. Lotto Big Mama album. That was what I was doing. Oh, you reacted to an album. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. How was it? Yes, don't forget Cher. Right. Zapp and Roger too, or was that something else? I don't know who that is. And did y'all know Autotune was a rack effect processor? I did see the story of how it started. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, those people. So that's the talk box. Oh. So yeah. So y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Leroy, for giving me something in the industry that's going on so we can check out, keep up with the stuff. It's moving so fast. But glad to be able to check it out, listen to it, and see, what's going on, see how we feel about it. Glad we're, for the most part, on the same page about it. You said it had to have my very own Big Mama Prego wifey stop by during the reaction. It was cool. Oh, that's cool. Maybe not a purist album. Okay. Probably have some more stuff for you once you get settled after my move. Thank you, Libra. Oh, that's right. Let me go to bed so I can wake up early, get on the road. Yeah. And also congrats on the baby. And also, is it your first child or an addition? Aw. Very, very cute.